Wada da denyo ho, wada dine. Hengo denyo ho, wada dine. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushuda, where we speak truth to power. And I'm most excited to be with you. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'll do it on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushuda. And of course, is the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. My brother, my sister, I am most excited to be with you. And today we have a number of issues we want to look at, and I need you to come along. Now, if you are ready, I am more than ready to be with you. Now, the very first story we are looking at today, my brother, my sister, is taken from Graphic Online. And I read, Hajia4Real pleads guilty to receiving fraud proceeds from romance scams. Hajia4Real pleads guilty to receiving fraud proceeds from romance scams. Popular Ghanaian social media influencer stroke socialite Hajia4Real has pleaded guilty to receiving fraud proceeds from romance scams. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, announced the guilty plea today of Mona Faiz Motaraj, widely known as Hajia4Real, for her role in laundering the proceeds of a series of romance scams. Motaraj pled guilty today to conspiracy to receive stolen money before U.S. Magistrate Judge Sarah L. Cave. In a press statement released earlier today, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said Mona Faiz Motaraj knowingly received money, and the word there is knowingly received money stolen from other Americans through romance scams, and was arrested abroad and now faces serious consequences for her actions. Romance scams such as Motaraj's harmed her vulnerables, and of course the elderly victims, not only in the cruel betrayal of trust in the realization that their online romantic connection was fiction, but by also carelessly stealing their money. The office and our law enforcement partners are relentless in bringing fraudsters who target Americans to justice, no matter where they are. To be very honest with you, I do not know how to tackle this, yet I know exactly what to say. I know Hajia4Real from when she was a little baby. From the age of about 4, I knew her. I know the father and I know the family, growing up in Tamale myself. My brother, my sister, but nobody is bigger than the truth. My brother, Hajia4Real is very beautiful. She was in Ghana here, granting interviews, encouraging young women to move up the ladder. She told them how she was not ready to be controlled by any man, and that all the money and businesses she had, they all came through nothing but hard work. My brother, my sister, many were those who said she was involved and engaged in money laundering. But because there was no evidence, we had to let the sleeping dogs continue to shut up. My brother, my sister, today it has come to pass that Hajia4Real actually stole money all the way from 1 million to to 4 million American dollars. My brother, my sister, it hurts me. And when you look at the circumstances, Hajia4Real, according to the American lawyers and the legal system, knew exactly the condition of her victims. They were old and sickly. Some of them had been told by the doctors that they had only a few more years to go. A lot of them were so lonely, and they were promised love by Hajia4Real and probably her perpetrators. They knew they were so vulnerable. They knew that these were all people whose one leg was already in the grave, but they didn't care. She went ahead to steal their money, and she used her money for her own aesthetic buoyancy in the country. She bought cars, houses. She threw money around. She bought so much. She was swimming in stolen opulence. I have no sympathy for people like that. It doesn't matter whether they are my brother or my sister, my father or my mother. All people, very lonely, worked all their lives in sweat and blood to be able to raise money. It will take one person to come in, fake some love, maybe show some nudity, and boom, steal from these people. If this was done to your father, I am sure that you will not be happy. My brother, my sister. Now, these are the people who put pressure on young girls. Imagine you went to the same school with Hajia4Real. Imagine you were in the same class with her, and you were more brilliant. You passed all your papers so well, but she probably was not so brilliant. Then you come out now, she has it all, and you have nothing. What will come into your mind? That you are a failure, right? It will come into your mind so many questions. How come I am so brilliant? Yet, those who were in class with me who were not that brilliant are those who are making it. My brother, you'll be forced to walk their walk. You'll be forced to take injections and have surgeries so you can inflate your backside and your front side. Before you realize, my brother, my sister, you are messed up and dusted. I am so happy, my brother, my sister, that crime has been punished. My brother, you'll be shocked that Hajia4Real will come to Ghana to a tumultuous welcome. After the number of years she's allegedly going to jail for, she will return to Ghana, and people will be holding placards. Oh, welcome home, Queen of Queens. Oh, welcome, instead of saying Queen of Thieves, they will say Queen of Queens. There are people by now who probably are insulting me and telling me that I am bad mind and that I will remain poor forever. Social media is full of that. My brother, my sister, I am not going to disregard the opinion of anybody. But let us flip the coin the other way. If this had happened to your father, who lost the mother several years back and is so lonely and crying for love, one girl somewhere deceives the old man and steals his life savings, before you realize he is going into an early grave, would you be happy? Let's not ever condone crime. Crime is crime. It doesn't matter who does it, whether it's a he or a she, whether it is a black or it is a white. My brother, crime is crime. I am so ashamed of Hajia4Real. So all the motivational speaking, oh, hard work pays. We all have to work very hard. All the money I have is all from hard work. Is that hard work? That you steal from old men and women? We all were very quiet because we were waiting for the story to finally reach the courts and be done with. My brother, there are many more ladies out there who have no brains. They don't want to sit in any classroom and rack their brains. they rather visit the surgeon to inflate their backside and front side. One doggy style is enough to buy them 2 houses inside East Legon. One fellatio, my brother, is enough to buy them cars in a fleet. One doggy style, my brother, my sister, is enough to fly them around the world in all opulence. My brother, we are degrading so dramatically and geometrically in these times on the moral axis. I am sad. My brother, my sister, to Hajia4Real, I hope that going to jail will reform you. You will come out and preach the word of God. If you don't preach the word of God, you will preach the word of morality. I am sad. How many young girls in Ghana are inspired enough to go to school and rack their brains like in my days? You will see a lady drawing geographical maps all over the place. She can tell you the position of every continent and every capital of a country in the world. Today, no. They can tell you where you can find all the surgeons in the world, no matter where they are. You can find them with one injection. You have a guitar shape. Why? Prostitution has become the order of the day. Deception has become the order of the day. Yet these are the people. Early in the morning, they put up Bible verses on social media. They put up Quranic verses on social media. Yet their lives are so dirty. These are the people who see you and look down on you. By yourself, you did radio chair. By now you have your own radio. By now you have your own TV. Your salary said be how much? And when you mention your salary, they're like, Blakk Rasta pa. By the time we that you the school that you be pow. That you be shocked. How come? What thing happen? Charlie, bossu. No. Then they give you a few dollars. On your way home, you are crying. And maybe any Rade Yakopon. Yeah, market. Mr. Market. Rasi Yakopon. Yeah, dear Benny. You can't walk. My brother, Hajia4Real is a case study for all the young girls. Moesha Buduong is also a case study. May the long hands of the law keep catching them one after the other, male and female. Sakawa has become the order of the day, especially when you live in a dirty country where there are more betting centers than schools. When you live in a country that is so politically polarized, tribalistically polarized, to the point that there are more mosquitoes in that country than food. To God be the glory. Now the next thing I want to look at is here. And I need you to come along. We need to talk, my brother. My God have mercy. Hey, now I'm reading this from Peace FM Online. And it says, change in leadership. Your press conference was politically tactless. Kwaku Baako fires majority. And I read, it's one of the rare times that you will see Kwaku Baako speak like this. Seasoned journalist Abdul Malik Kwaku Baako has replied to the majority on their press conference regarding the change in leadership of the caucus. News regarding the deputy majority leader Alexander Afenyo Markin's accent to the majority leader position, and other names like Madame Patricia Appieh popping up on the list of people appointed to form the new leadership has been met with strong opposition from some members of the majority in parliament. Now, the first deputy speaker and member of parliament for Bekwai of the governing New Patriotic Party, Joseph Osewusu, insists there is not going to be any change as widely circulated in the media. I'll leave it here. So there's a change in leadership. The majority leader has stepped down. We are told that he resigned. They had a press conference, and Kwaku Baako says it's tactless. They didn't tackle the needed issues. My brother, who cares about these people? Do you care about them? Now, the NPP is not going anywhere. We are fed up with the wickedness, the nonchalance. We are so tired of all the corruption that we see every now and then. We are so disappointed. The less we hear about the people in power, the NPP, the better. My brother, you can decide to change as many people as possible. If you don't change Bawumia, tell me what you have done. You can change everybody in the NPP. If Bawumia is not reshuffled, you have done nothing. In fact, to be very honest with you, I am so happy that the majority leader has been kicked out. Or he kicked himself out. These are not people that, my brother, my sister, we should take seriously. Majority leader was the one who came up to talk to us about a guy, a so-called business charlatan, who came to the Parliament House seeking to bribe the majority side of Parliament into keeping the finance minister, because he had worked so hard as a businessman and a contractor. And if the finance minister was removed, he stood a very bad time, a very bad space of not being paid. So we should keep him, deteriorate Ghana, destroy Ghana for his own selfish whims and caprices. This is so paragon of a man like that. Now, when the issue came out, we were expecting this same majority speaker to be able to help out with investigations, but they were all cowered into submission. They became cold-footed cowards. They didn't do it. Joe Wise didn't do it. Majority speaker didn't do it. And at the end of the day, the OSP had to come on crying like a baby that has just wetted its pants. For as much as I know, these are not people I regard. Majority away. Whoever away. I leave it here. Now the last thing I want to look at, and it's going to take me just 2 minutes and I'll be done. It says, and I'm reading from City Newsroom, Ghana National Fire Service threatens boycott over attacks on firefighters. And I read, the Ghana National Fire Service has threatened to boycott or blacklist certain areas due to increasing attacks on firefighters. The declaration follows an incident on Saturday, February 10 in Konongo, where enraged residents accused firefighters of delayed response to a fire outbreak, leading to an attack on the officers and damage to their fire tender. I'll leave it here.
Yeah, this is Jack Coffee Wire.
We live in a country where angry people chase firefighters and beat them up. But we hail dirty, corrupt politicians who come to our area to share stolen money. My God. How much is the pay of the firefighter? Do you care to know? He is working under very terrible circumstances and situations. He is trying to make do what has been given to him. Logistics are so poor. The man is trying to break through a certain maze of corruption to be able to put off the fire in your house. He's the man you are beating up. And you leave all those corrupt guys around. When politicians are coming to your area, you are happy to receive them because they will give you some crumbs from off the table of corruption. But when firefighters try as much as they can. In some cases, they do not even have water to be able to deal with this. They try to do things. You beat them up. Oh, misplaced anger. If I were you, I will direct you somewhere where you will catch a certain Lilliputian who wears oversized suit and walks as if he has a cho, aka Bewa, aka. I'll leave it here. To God be the glory. And which way, my name Blakk Rasta, and the modeling newscaster is